Morning, everyone. It is currently the 18th of October, 2015. Our Typhoon Koppu, or Lando as it is known here in the Philippines, rapidly intensified just prior to landfall, making landfall actually right around 4 to 5 a.m. today here on Sunday morning there just south of Casiguran as a Category 4 equivalent typhoon here. It was a super typhoon, packing winds gusting up to about 240 to 260 kilometers per hour, pressure down the 920 HPA according to JMA just prior to landfall. Remember, this area is definitely prone for typhoon damage. They get them quite often, but a lot of the buildings here are built with tin roofs, so I'm sure a lot of them have been blown off. One casualty has already been reported at this point due to the high winds. Thousands of people have been evacuated, but the big thing coming out of this storm system that ourselves and everyone else concluded that still expect is going to be the big problem is the rainfall. Remember that much of northern Luzon is very mountainous, especially right where this came on shore, but even farther inland, lots of valleys here and lots of areas for water to accumulate and pour down into these low-lying rivers and streams, and this storm is taking its sweet old time. Right now, it is currently the morning of the 18th, but let's scroll over here. Not until basically the morning of the 21st are we going to see this storm system depart the pattern out here into northern Luzon, and at that whole time it continues to linger overhead. It is just going to be dumping copious amounts of rainfall. Thing here is that the sea surface temperatures over the Philippine Sea, as you can see with this microwave imagery, this is a morphed integrated microwave imagery from the University of Wisconsin. This storm system rapidly intensified over this area. We're talking about 30 to 32 degrees sea surface temperatures, so that's just enough fuel for this to continue pulling in from this area. But also we still have fuel off towards the north and towards the west, so as this lingers overhead, it's still going to be wrapping around that moisture. So even though you are here along the eastern seaboards, or excuse me, along the western seaboards, you're still going to be seeing lots of rain because a lot of this is going to wrap around the northern locations and come on shore here over the course of the next 48 hours. What that really means is that flood threats for cities like Baguio, even down towards Manila, I know the winds are picking up here for you as well. You have been seeing the precipitation increasing. You're going to still see these winds wrap around. So these coastal areas over here, actually, if anything, it does look like you might even see more rainfall than some of these areas along the eastern seaboards, especially here south of where the storm system came on shore. We're already seeing a little bit of a dry slot form up into this area. But as this pushes overhead, these locations off towards the northwest, that's where you're going to see that persistent moisture just continue to come on shore. Should dry up slowly back here towards the west, but this is where the heaviest stuff really is going to be. I think that 800 millimeters, I know that's up from my earlier estimates, could pop up in some of these locations. So flooding is going to be the biggest issue out across this area. I know that videographer James Reynolds and Mark Thomas, they're up here along the eastern seaboards. Check out their Twitter. They have been sharing some pretty good information from here. They have been stating down trees already across this area. We have been seeing some wind damage to a few buildings, but yeah, I know that this is going to be continuing coverage with the flood threat farther towards the north. I know thousands of people have already been evacuated according to ABS-CBN. Hope is that everybody else continues to stay safe from this monstrous storm system. I mean, if 130 gusting 160 knots at landfall according to JTWC, and as it slowly meanders overhead over the next 24 hours, guess what, guys? This is still a typhoon. It's going to be pushing over towards San Jose, and it's still going to be packing winds upwards about 80 to gusting into 100 knots. That is absolutely intense. So stay safe out there, guys. I really wish there was more I could say, or at least help out. I mean, just make sure that you are ready for this storm system. And already those final preparations should be made because the entire area of north and central Luzon, you're already covered in these gusty winds. I mean, the storm's here now. So, yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.